Before we begin tonight's story, make sure you hit subscribe. Trust me, you'll want to stay close when the lights go out.
I can't sleep. Every night, the same whisper comes back to me. It isn't a voice I've ever heard before, but it calls my name. Soft, almost like it's right behind me, yet when I turn, no one is there. Since the graveyard, I thought I had left all of that behind. I was wrong. The nightmares started weeks after I returned from that cursed place. I dreamt of cold hands grabbing at me, dragging me beneath the earth. Shadows moved at the edge of my vision. At first, I told myself it was just stress, my imagination playing tricks. But last night, something changed. There was a letter on my doorstep. No stamp, no return address. Only a symbol I recognized immediately. The same one I saw in the graveyard, carved into the old stone near the broken tomb. My hand trembled as I touched it. My instincts screamed to ignore it, but something pulled me toward the forest hollow nearby. I packed a small bag, flashlight, notebook, water, and my old camera. My car rattled along the narrow road as the sun sank behind the hills. The forest looked different this time, darker, almost alive. Trees twisted in unnatural angles, their bare branches like claws. A thin fog hovered over the ground, curling around roots and rocks. I shivered, though the air was still. The path grew narrower. Broken signs pointed the way, warning intruders to leave. But I pressed on. Something inside me demanded it. The whisper grew louder. I could almost hear words now, fragmented. Find us, free us, don't leave. I stopped at a clearing. The remains of the old village loomed before me. Houses long abandoned, roofs collapsed, windows like empty eye sockets. The wind whistled through the broken timbers, carrying with it a faint scent of decay. I noticed something on the ground. Old letters, bones half buried in the dirt, and a small toy soldier. My stomach turned. These were not the remnants of nature. They were remnants of people. I took out my notebook and began recording everything. The forest seemed to hold its breath. Shadows flitted just beyond my flashlight's beam. I felt eyes watching me. I shouldn't have come here. Night fell fast. I chose one of the ruined houses to spend the night. The floorboards creaked under my weight. I tried to focus on my notebook, documenting the village, the letters, the symbols, but the whispers grew louder, insistent. I heard the faint sound of a child laughing, then crying, though I saw no one. I tried to sleep. I really did. But every time I closed my eyes, I saw faces, pale, terrified faces pressed against the windows. Their mouths opened, screaming silently. The wind carried whispers, "Help us, help us." Suddenly, a soft thud echoed upstairs. I froze. My flashlight shook in my hand. The sound came again, footsteps, deliberate, slow. Something was walking above me, yet no one should be here. My heart pounded. I whispered, "Hello?" No answer. Just the footsteps getting closer to the edge of the floor above me. Then, a window creaked. I turned, just in time to see a child's face, pale, hollow eyes staring at me. I gasped. The window slammed shut violently, rattling the walls. I stumbled back, tripping over debris. My flashlight fell, flickering. I could feel a presence behind me, breathing cold air on my neck. I spun around. Nothing. Only shadows dancing on the walls. I spent the rest of the night awake, clutching my notebook like a lifeline. The whispers didn't stop. They grew into words I could understand. You shouldn't be here. Leave, or join us. When dawn finally broke, I crept out of the house. The forest looked calmer, but the hollow called to me still. I knew part of me wouldn't leave. The hollow held secrets, and it wanted me to uncover them. I had no choice.
The hollow was quieter than the forest around it, but the silence was heavy, almost suffocating. The fog wrapped around me like a living thing. Every step I took seemed to echo endlessly, though there was no one else here. I could feel the gaze of something unseen, following me, waiting. The ground sloped downward, leading to a sunken part of the forest I had never noticed before. The trees bent in unnatural angles, their roots forming almost a barrier. As I pushed forward, I saw old tombstones, half buried in the earth, worn by decades of neglect. Many were cracked or broken. Some had names I recognized, names I had seen in the letters from the ruined village. The whispers came again, soft, almost desperate. "Find us! Find us!" I followed the sound, my flashlight cutting a thin path through the fog. Then I saw it, a hidden tomb, half covered by dirt and roots. Fresh soil had been piled here recently. My heart thumped violently. Whoever or whatever was here hadn't been long gone. I knelt, brushing the dirt aside. My fingers touched cold, damp earth. A faint sound came from beneath, a cry, muffled, desperate. I froze. The air grew colder, pressing against me, as if the hollow itself was alive. Then the whispers became louder, urgent. "You shouldn't be here. Leave or stay forever." I had to know. I had to uncover the secret. I lifted a broken plank of wood covering the entrance. Beneath it was a tunnel, dark and narrow, descending deeper into the earth. Every instinct screamed to turn back, but I couldn't. The spirits needed me to find the truth. The tunnel smelled of earth and decay. I could hear faint footsteps behind me, though I was alone. Shadows moved along the walls, stretching impossibly long, reaching toward me. A voice whispered, "The leader, he waits, don't fail." At the end of the tunnel, I found a chamber. Symbols were carved into the walls, the same ones I had seen in the ruined village. Candles, long burned down to stubs, lay scattered on the floor. In the center, a skeleton sat upright, dressed in tattered robes. Its jaw moved as if speaking, though no sound came. Then I saw a journal, its pages yellowed and brittle. I read aloud, my voice shaking. It told of a cult that once lived here, worshipping a dark entity. They performed rituals to bind the souls of villagers, trapping them in the hollow to gain eternal power. The leader had died decades ago, but his spirit remained, orchestrating the hauntings and seeking new souls to claim. A shadow moved in the corner. I turned, heart in my throat. A figure appeared, the leader, tall and skeletal, eyes burning with unnatural fire. The whispers screamed in my head, warning me to flee. I ran. The hollow seemed alive, twisting around me, making the exit impossible. Shadows blocked my path, taking shapes of those lost villagers. They reached out, pulling, whispering, begging. I remembered the journal's final note. Only the truth spoken aloud can free the trapped souls. I shouted, recounting everything I had seen, everything I had learned about the hollow and the cult. The shadows froze. The leader shrieked, a sound that pierced my very bones. Then slowly the darkness began to recede. The fog lifted. The sun's light filtered down into the hollow, guiding me toward the exit. I stumbled into the forest clearing, exhausted, bleeding, but alive. The hollow was behind me. For the first time in days, the whispers stopped. The air felt lighter, almost peaceful. I thought it was over. Back at home, I tried to sleep. I felt safe. But when I woke, I noticed it. The same symbol from the letter, faintly etched into my mirror. A whisper brushed my ear. The secret never dies. I realized then that some things are never truly gone. The hollow had released me, but it had left a piece of itself behind, and I would never be the same.
Kindly subscribe the channel and comment if you liked the video. Thanks for watching.